there's something deeper than the mind, something vast, something untouched by the turbulence of thought. So today, I'm going to talk about what it means to go beyond the mind, what it means to move from being trapped in thoughts to observing them and ultimately transcending them altogether. But before we get there, let's be clear on where we start here. So most of us live our entire lives within the confines of the mind and never really question it. Maybe from time to time, that's a normalcy. But there's an identification with the thoughts, the emotions, opinions, and with those conditioned responses. So when we think I'm angry, what's actually happening here, right? There's anger arising, and then the mind attaches an identity or a sense of self to this. It says, I am this anger. And when we think I'm not good enough, where did that thought come from? Was it born within you? I don't think it was. It was planted or reinforced, repeated by others, by society, by past experiences, by interpretations. Yet we kind of accept it as truth and we never stop to ask, who is the one hearing this thought? So the mind, it's not an enemy here at all. It's this tool. And when this tool believes it's the master, it creates a sense of suffering within ourselves. So living within the mind means being caught in the constant stream of thoughts, these judgments, anxieties, memories, and projections. It's being a leaf tossed by the wind at the mercy of every passing idea and emotion. So this is the unconscious state, the dream state of identification. So how do we wake up from this? So in a lot of modalities, one of the first steps is meditation, or this contemplation or observation. But meditation, not meditation as another mental activity, right? Meditation as a shift in awareness, which is different. So imagine sitting by a river, and this river is your thoughts, okay? It's just flowing by as a stream. At first, you are in the river, and you're swept away by the currents. But then something kind of shifts here for you. You step onto the river bank and you watch the water flow by, but you're no longer in it. That's the state of the observer. We step out of the stream and observe the stream. So in meditation, we begin to realize I am not my thoughts. I'm the one who notices them. So this shift can be really profound, because if you are the one watching your thoughts, then who are you? So this thought arises, right? I'm unworthy, and something within you sees that, and this thought arises. I am amazing, and something within you sees it. That which sees cannot be the thought itself, right? It's the observer of the thought. So the moment you realize this, not intellectually, but as a direct experience, you take a step out of the prison of the mind here. But here's where most people stop. They become the observer, and they think that they have reached a kind of peak. But there's something kind of beyond this. So that observer is a still position. There's still a sense of I am in the observer of thoughts, though. There's still this kind of subtle identity, this subtle attachment. And to go beyond mine is to go beyond even this layer of the observer. And so at this stage, there's no longer an attempt to watch the thoughts. There's no effort. The distinction between the one watching and that which is watched begins to dissolve. Then something kind of remarkable happens here, which is just silence. So not the silence of no sound, but the silence of no grasping. So the silence of being so completely present that the mind falls away like a shadow at noon. So you don't stop thinking because you force the mind to be silent, right? You stop thinking because thinking is no longer necessary in this process. There's a recognition of what thought is, right? So if you return to the source of this, so what lies beyond? So what exists beyond the mind? So in Sanskrit, they call this Atman, or this pure being. and not as an idea, not as a concept you grasp, but as this fundamental living reality. And here, you are no longer a person having an experience, you are experience itself. Right? There's utility and value within this. You're not a wave in the ocean, you're the ocean realizing it was never separate from itself. Right? So in this space, love is not an emotion. Love is the nature of existence itself. And in this space, freedom is not something you seek, it's what you are. But there's a paradox here. When you go beyond the mind, you don't become passive or detached from life. You become fully engaged, fully alive with it. Right? Outside of biases and prejudices. So the mind is still there, but it no longer controls you. Thoughts arise, but they don't trap you. Emotions come and go, but they don't define you. You walk through life with clarity, with peace and presence. So this is this kind of path that leads to what people call awakening, but it's merely just a recognition of the mental chatter, and then what is recognizing that mental chatter. It's not something distant, it's not something just for monks on mountaintops, right? But it's something here now that everything possesses. And all it takes is a sense of courage to step beyond the mind and into what has always been waiting. You.